Hey guys, I just thought I'd make a video. Why it gets dark all of a sudden when I start recording on it, I can see just fine. Like you can clearly see my face, but then you hit the record button, it goes dark. But I'll try to fix that and adjust it. Had to scoot my chair up so you could see me. So I scooted the chair all the way up to the seat so you can see me while I talk. I'll upload this inside Walmart. That's where I'm at. I come here because of the Wi-Fi. I can upload it inside there, and then I'll, upload it to my YouTube account. I just thought I'd make a video. This is kind of a lighthearted video, but in a way it's not lighthearted, but I just wanted to make it real fast. I had an interesting weekend downtown at our local night spots, I just wanted to kind of mention it, thinking that I think God must be giving me these kind of things to keep me alive, I think. But, just a minute, my back's itching here. Alright. But yeah, so Tuesday night is karaoke night at the bar. The one I go to at the end that I showed you on the video clip. And, I'm sitting there, and it's, like I said, it's what it says it is. It's karaoke. It's usually not very crowded. But on karaoke night, I'm sitting there, and this woman, she's an old woman, about 50 years old, doesn't have any teeth. I can't make fun of anybody for that problem with all that I've been through thanks to these stupid benzos that have destroyed my teeth, that I'm going to lose a glob of and have lost. So, can't make fun of her for that, but she was kind of older. And I was sitting there. I always sit kind of in the back away from most people because I don't want to, I never know how I'm going to feel, so I don't want to be bothered and bother anybody. And I'm sitting there, and she comes and she sits, there's tables, that you can sit at because it's kind of like a restaurant. So I'm sitting at like this table, and there's another table here, and she sits at the table right here. And I didn't pay no attention to her. And she said, "Oh, I'm moving back here. It's too loud back there." Up there, I was thinking, because it actually wasn't that loud at all. It was pretty quiet for a, karaoke night. There wasn't that many people there singing or doing much. I just ignored her. And she kept talking loud, like she wanted me to pay attention to her. And I thought, oh, God, this girl's flirting with me. This woman, I should say. Like I said, she was about 50-something. And she was flirting with me. I just kept kind of ignoring her. And then finally I stepped outside and I came back in, and she said, "Well, you didn't even see me sing." She must have gotten up and done a karaoke song. And I was like, "Oh, no, I didn't pay no attention," because I was just stepping outside to get some fresh air. It was, of course, warm. And she goes, "Well, you didn't see me." And then she just looks at me and she goes, "You're cute." And I'm going, oh, God, And she goes, she goes, "You just need to go home with me and we can just have a good time at my place." And I'm going, like that, and she says, "Hey, I'll give you what you want. I'll give you sex. I'll give you," and she actually said blowjob. She goes, "I'll give you that." And I'm going, oh, God. And she goes, "I'll pay you $20. And I'm going, oh, God. I'm sitting here. I mean, this woman's not very attractive, okay? Believe me, this is not a hot woman. This woman was, bleh. I had to guess early to mid-50s. And I'm going, oh, God, and she's really wanting to do it. And I'm just sitting there. And finally, I'm just like, I got to get out of here. I can't do this. And plus, I wasn't feeling my best that night anyway. It was on Tuesday. And I went, whew, somebody shined their lights on bright. You can see me now. Somebody in their vehicle here. It'll dim here in a minute, I guess. Somebody's brightening them. But, I look at her, and I'll never forget, I said, I gotta go, but I'll be right back. I just wanted to get out of there. I was going to go to the other bar downtown, and she goes, I told her, I'll be back. And she went, "You're not going to be back." And she was real sad, and I felt bad then. I mean, because even though I did not want her, and I did not want her sexually, I was thinking, man, it sucks to be rejected. I mean, like, I don't know what that's like, I do, and I felt bad then, and I was just like, man, I ought to just go with her. Go with her then. Felt terrible for her, I did, I felt bad for her, but finally, I just got up, and I left as quick as I could, and I went to the other bar, and I stayed there for a little while, and I've noticed that I've learned how to. If any of y'all ever studied the PUA stuff from years ago, they have a term they took from the business world, but it's a good way to describe if girls are checking you out or not. And it's IOIs, and it's indicators of interest is what that stands for. And it's little subtle things that women do to show that they're into you. Usually you have to look for them in more of a cluster, not just one thing. But I'm sitting there, and a girl, every time, a few of them walked by, and they were playing with their hair and smiling at me, and I was thinking, wow, And, I get that a lot. I'm not bragging, trust me. But, and you'll know in a minute when I get done talking about these. But I had that several times, and finally a woman walks up and starts talking to me at the other bar that I went to, and I told her the story because I didn't know why. I wanted to talk to her since I was feeling a little better and we were outside, and I didn't realize her boyfriend was sitting over there. I didn't know that was her boyfriend. I couldn't see, and we were sitting outside. There's a bench outside that you can sit under an awning, and she walked out. I thought, well, let me talk to her. I'll tell her the story about what happened to me over at the other bar, because even if it don't work, I don't care. And I was telling her, and gosh, she was sitting there, and she was really interested. She's like, you should have gone with her, because this woman was younger now. This is what I'm talking to. At least 30s, I'm guessing. And I said, oh, yeah, and everything. We got talking, but we had a good time, and she finally left. But Wednesday night, nothing much happened. Kind of the same old, even though there's a lot of people at the bar on Wednesday. It's the dollar beer night, so a lot of people show up. Thursday was kind of, about the same. They have a DJ. Sometimes it's crowded, sometimes it's not. And then Friday, I go down, and they're having a DJ again. Well, I'm sitting there, and there's this girl, and I know she's in a relationship with a guy. They're either married or at least living together or in some kind of relationship. Because I've seen them before, holding hands across the table and really talking to each other. It's a relationship. They're serious about each other. And so, I never give her interest like in that way. I don't flirt with her. She'd smile at me on and off, and I, without me doing anything. And I thought, oh, okay. I don't know how old she is. At best, late 20s. Maybe early 30s, but definitely late 20s. And all of a sudden, they must have been getting pretty drunk. They weren't drunk like falling on the floor drunk, but drunk. They're happy. They're getting a little loud. And I'm just sitting there, and they start playing the music where the girls are going to dance. The twerking and the butt, where the woman grinds her butt up against a guy's crotch. If anybody's ever been to a club, you know what I'm talking about. Well, I'm sitting there. I'm just standing there because, like I said, I'm staying to myself again, It's fairly crowded that night, but not insane. And that girl just runs over to where I'm at and gets right up at me. Her boyfriend's sitting over. That's why I didn't do anything. And she runs over and she starts doing the grinding on me. Dancing and I'm talking getting into it, right? Twirl it, the flipping the hair, and her butt's right against my crotch. And I'm going, oh, God, because, he's right over there. If it'd been a single girl, I would have had a lot more fun with that. But, he's right over there. I'm thinking, man, I ain't going to start no fight here. Are you kidding me? And boy, and it's just, wow, I didn't know what to do. And people were looking over in my direction. I'm kind of embarrassed because I'm not drunk at all. I hadn't had anything, obviously. So I'm very nervous, and I don't like attention like that. Oh, sure, I was flattered, definitely. But even if 3 hot women came up, let's say they just started rubbing all over me, where everybody could see or something like that, see, it would embarrass me, even though I would love it and it would be fun. And that was fun that night. And I went, I left that, and that night kind of ended. But that was fun that night. But Saturday is the busy night. Saturday is the busy night. That's when it really gets packed. And beautiful girls come out, especially in the warmer weather. Well, I'm sitting there, and Saturday night, and all of a sudden I noticed that two girls. Everybody was on the dance floor dancing. You know, the girls are twerking and dancing, doing all the jiggy stuff and all that. And I'm kind of checking one out because she looked good. You know, I was feeling better Saturday. Not great, not perfect, but a lot better. And I'm really kind of standing there watching. Well, she kept looking at me and kind of doing the hair thing. You know what I'm talking about, and all of that. And I thought, wow, you know. But they didn't say nothing to me. And then I noticed she whispered to her friend. And say, sometimes, you know, with a guy, you never know. Do they like you, or are they creeped out that you're looking at them? Like, oh, God, you know, this weird guy. Because you can get in trouble in a bar and a club. And I can't afford to get kicked out of these places. I don't have anywhere else to go. I can't drive, and I can't do very much. So I kind of stopped looking. I thought I'd better just kind of knock it off. So I kind of went away, and I kind of just walked around and did my own thing. Well, I stepped outside, warm weather, you know, and it was hot in the building that night. So I stepped outside, and it was, we've had cooler weather because of a hurricane. By the way, that's why it's raining. We're getting rain off a hurricane. But I remember I'm standing there outside, and they come outside, and they stand next to me. Not like right up on me, but kind of like if you're sitting at a table, they're almost right in your vicinity, kind of thing. Like, I would be almost like if I was looking at a girl and I'm really checking her out and I want her to know it, it would be kind of I'm right there at her, almost. Well, I'm standing there, and I wanted to say something, and I thought, man, what if my symptoms, and they did start acting up a little later, but I was fine at the time, and I thought, man, I don't know, that's why I don't want to do anything, you know. And I almost said, and next weekend, if it happens, I am going to do something. I don't even care if I'm suffering hell. I'm just going to go for it. But all of a sudden, they kind of glance over, and finally, by the time I was just about to get ready to just say something, several of the jackass kind of guys that I don't like walk up. Of course, they're hitting on them, you know, the whole thing, you know. And they're trying to, you know, seduce them and all that kind of stuff. They're all around. They kind of crowd me out because it's an area where you're standing. So it's kind of like when you know how you crowd somebody out if you want to, you know, do it. So I was like, you shithead. And, you know, I'm sitting there and they crowd them out. And then I noticed they finally kind of stopped talking, and the girls just get out of there. She's like, the one girl walks out and goes, let's go. And I think what it was, she didn't want to talk to them. What it was, I think they wanted to talk to me. And that was fun. I kind of enjoyed that. Like I said, next time I'm going to do something that night. Well, after the bars closed, I left, and I was sitting on a bench near the bar that I got, quote-unquote, kicked out for harassing women, you know. So ridiculous. But I'm sitting there, and I'm not bothering anybody, and this Mexican girl walks out. I'm not really checking her out because she's kind of fat, you know. But she's walking, and she falls down. She's really drunk. Falls down and splat. You know, I mean, not splat like really hurt herself, but definitely fell, you know. Well, I'm just looking down thinking I ain't going to pay no attention to her. Well, she gets up, walks over, and sits right next to me and just starts talking to me and touches me. And I'm thinking, oh, God, you know, because I'm not into her at all. She's not attractive to me. And then she wants to take a picture with me, and I went, whatever. So I took a picture with her, and gosh, she stood there and flirted with me until this other guy walked over, and he started kind of trying to pick her up, and I'm just like, and then finally she leaves, so he kind of ruined. But I just wanted to see where that would have gone, though, even though I'm not into her. Just seeing where it would have gone if he hadn't walked over. Because I was actually talking to her, and I think she liked me. I think she was definitely attracted to me. But, I mean, I just wanted to give you those examples because, I mean, it's not much, but I think God does these things. I must be an attractive male to at least some of these women. At least some of them. You know, I'm not a complete zero. And, I know that, you know, God must be giving me this to keep me going. You know, going through all this because most every other day is not real good. I'm up most nights because I feel better at night because the days are so hot and the heat makes my symptoms kind of worse. So, you know, it's not as fun during the day. But, yeah, I'm just hanging in there, and I guess that it makes me feel better, even though I'm kind of at a point to where I'd probably be ready to settle down, you know, and get in a relationship, maybe even get married if I had a way. But I know that's not possible with my situation. And those girls, that's the only kind of girls I'm into. Not sluts. I'm talking about younger, more attractive girls. I don't want to marry an older lady, an older woman. And that's just so much baggage to have to deal with. And I'm not as attracted, I'm attracted to these younger girls. And they do seem to be attracted to me, but I know they're not ready to get married. I mean, they're not, they're at a different stage in their life than what I'm in. And I'm not going to say at their age I was ready to get married. I wasn't. I'll admit it. I would have probably slept around if I could have. If, women were hitting on me back then, because I wasn't ready to get married. But, yeah, I mean, it's fun, but I know that it doesn't, ultimately doesn't mean anything. But I just wanted to share these experiences, just kind of give you an idea. That it was fun, though. I enjoyed it, and hope I have more of them. And like I said, next weekend, or this coming, weekend, I'm gonna start being, unless I'm in a really rough wave and I just can't. I'm gonna try, because my shoulder acted up again. I did something and it acted it up a little bit too. That was partly why I didn't do anything. I was having shoulder issues. But if it ain't real bad next weekend, or this coming weekend, I'm going to start talking to some of these girls. If I get the hovers, women hovering around me, if I get the women checking me out, if I get the, all of these things that are giving me signs that women find me attractive. Speaking of attractive, there's a beautiful woman coming here. Let's see what she looks like. Because I can't see good. I got, yeah, she's definitely attractive. Attractive girl. Yep. Sorry about that. It's all I get to do, man. It's all I have. But, yeah, gotta open the door for her, shut the door for her. But I guess I better go ahead. This video will take forever to load up if I don't get inside and start loading it up. So, but yeah, guys, just thought I'd share with you some of the experiences I had. And hopefully maybe this coming weekend, if I have some experiences again, I'm going to start trying to talk to some of these girls, even try to get a phone number, maybe even go home with one of them and bang her to death. No, I'm kidding. But at least try to maybe get some dates or something if I could. Well, guys, take care and wish me luck. I'm hanging in there, but it's been rough, but I'm doing better the last 2 days. So thanks, guys. Pray for me. I definitely need it. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.